Hey y'all.
Hey.
Our story time is going to be about the time that someone didn't make as wise a decision as they should have. Now, I will give this disclaimer. This person was young, and when you're young, you don't make very wise decisions. So, Ronnie, tell the people what they want.
We talk about my non-wise decisions because we both have made some non-wise decisions, as she say. But anyway, so we were living in Newport News, Virginia. Alicia was in the military at the time, and I had left college in Savannah and moved to Louisiana with her. Not Louisiana, Jesus. Moved to Newport News, Virginia with her, and I was looking for a job. Y'all, I had never had a license. I was just learning how to drive a stick, and should not have been driving.
So there goes two unwise decisions. Her decision to drive and my decision to let her use my car to drive.
Cause let me tell you how I taught myself how to drive a stick. Cause I would, right in front of her apartment in Newport News was a pool, and I just drove around and around the pool in that stick, around and around the pool in that stick, and every now and then I would get the nerve up to go outside the apartment complex to the other little entrance and come back in. So look, because whenever I would get to a red light, that car just did not want to go anymore. So I wouldn't trust.
Y'all know how it is when you're trying to manage the clutch and the accelerator at the same time. You got to come up off the clutch real soft while as you go down on the accelerator. That ain't an easy task.
And do not get on a hill, incline. It's not the smartest thing at all. It's just not the smartest thing at all.
I remember our sister-in-law was saying that she was teaching our brother and he had to drop her off at work, and then when she got to work and she was like, "Oh, it's a hill to get up out of here. He's not gonna be able
It was
to
a
get
hill.
out."
She used to, when she worked out on Fort Story, it was a hill.
It was a steep hill.
And I took her to work one day, and
it was a steep hill too.
It was a steep hill. I was like, Lord, it took me. You know how you do it? You screech up the hill all the way. You screech up the hill all the way. You just ram it, and hopefully it don't stop. Because if it stops, you rolling back. That being said,
I remember my cousin saying, "Come up off that clutch, girl."
And I think I must have took you to work that day. Yeah. I had to have taken you to work that day because I had a job. Well, it was a job. Girl, it was a doggone interview to sell Kirby's. It was an interview to sell.
But like
Kirby's.
I said, she was young. So who sell Kirby's? Young people. Because I done sold. Are those multi-level marketing schemes?
Not Kirby's.
Because you went there to sell Kirby's, because but I sold Cutco, and I just knew I was gonna make all the money I could.
But no,
excuse me, selling those sharp knives.
Because Kirby's, you don't bring anybody in. Kirby's, you just go around different neighborhoods selling doggone vacuum cleaners.
True, you don't have to bring anybody in to Cutco either. You just go around.
So it's not much selling the knives. You just go around. I mean, they're very good knives.
They're some great knives.
It's a great vacuum cleaner.
So you have to pay $140 to sell the knives. You get your own knife set. Y'all, I still have that knife set, and it's great. And it's a lifetime guarantee on it, so I can mail it back to them. They sharpen it and mail them back to me. They're some great knives. So if you ever get the opportunity to buy you some Cutco knives, get them knives. Victor.
Well,
back to
that being said.
Back to her going on her job interview to sell the Kirby's.
Yeah. And everything was good. I took her to work, screeched up the hill, got to the job interview, found my way to the job interview. There wasn't any GPS back then. I don't even know how I got there. I didn't know where I was going.
How did we find our way before GPS?
I don't know. And I wasn't
well, we did it. We got where we needed to go.
I wasn't even using MapQuest then.
No, what? No map. We didn't have cell phones.
I mean, we didn't have a computer. Yes, you had a computer.
No, I didn't have no computer. Didn't even have a computer.
You had a computer after that.
I had a computer. I bought a computer once I got out of the military. But while I was still in the military, I never had a computer. I might have map quested at work and gave you something from work.
Maybe, I got that some kind of way.
Maybe, but
maybe they gave voice directions. You know, sometimes back then they would give you, this is how you get here. Take a right on Warwick. I don't know.
Take a left on Jefferson.
Anyway, I made it there. I went there. It was an all-day training. And when I was leaving the place, the interview place, it was on a two-way street, two-way busy street. And I had to come out to the street to make a left turn. And I did that fine. But this is what I think what happened. Mind you, I did not have a driver's license. And I knew it did not have no insurance. So I knew the car didn't have no insurance. And I knew I didn't have a driver's license.
Oh, so there go two unwise decisions that I made. Allowing my car insurance to lapse and allowing my sister without a driver's license to drive my car with no driver's license and no car insurance.
Yeah, so anyway, so I made the turn. I made the left turn into the far because it was car coming. I saw the car coming, so I made the left turn into the far lane. And I think that it was an old couple. And the old man was driving. I think he thought I was going to turn in his lane and got into the other lane that I was actually turning into and actually hit me in the back. Had we had insurance and a license, it would have been fine. I would have stopped. It would have been, you know, I would have stopped the car because I know I was in the right. I mean, not in the right, but yeah, I was in the right. It would have been him just hitting me in the back. I didn't have no insurance and I didn't have no license, so I got scared. I got scared and I took off. I took off and I had to, because I think that day I had to drop Marquez off to Erica.
So she's saying she took off. So what she mean when she took off?
I left the scene of the accident.
She left the scene of an accident.
I left the scene of the accident. This car pulled up beside me on my way to Erica and Mike's apartment, and they said, "Go back." And I had tears running down my face. I was like, no. Even with no insurance and no license, it still would have been smarter to go back.
Right.
But I didn't do that. Who, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't do that. And so
you were afraid.
I was afraid.
You were afraid. You were panicking.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't, you know.
I'm thinking Alicia gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because what she did, she got hit in the back. So y'all, the whole trunk was in the back seat of the car.
It was bad. It was
bad. The car was, she could still drive it, but there was no like driving around with this car anymore. The car was totaled.
It was totaled. And God is good, because I had no repercussions from that accident that I could remember. Being hit that hard in the back.
You mean physically?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't.
Mm-mm. I got to Erica.
You was young. You know,
I got to Erica and Mike's house, and I was like, I was screaming, I was crying. Erica was like, calm down.
And I don't know who I was with.
Mike had to bring you there. I went there because Mike was bringing you there from work.
Oh, okay.
Because y'all work together.
So I don't know what happened, but I do remember in the car, I don't know who I think Mika. It might have been Mika. I don't know. Somebody came out of the house and said, maybe it was Erica. They came out of the house and they said, Ronique is very upset. She got to tell you something. And y'all, I don't know what's going on. I know, you know, Marquez was there, so I was thinking something happened to Marquez. I didn't know what was going on. And Erica is the type of person that she always played games. Erica always was telling a joke. She was always playing games. So I wasn't, you know, I wasn't really, you know, sure she was being 100% truthful. So I was thinking to myself,
she never was serious.
Right.
So.
I was thinking to myself, oh, Erica is just shining it on. It's nothing. You know, it'll be okay. So y'all, I walk in the door, and when I walk on the door, This chick is bawling. She's on her knees on the floor, and she's just saying, "Felicia, I'm sorry. Felicia, I'm sorry." She's bawling, and I'm like, "What, y'all?" I was outside. I didn't even pay attention to my car. I don't know how she had it parked. I didn't even pay attention.
I don't know how I had it parked. Shoot.
I don't know if it was somewhere. I don't even know. I still don't remember even going back outside and seeing the car. I don't know. I'm sure we drove the car home. I'm not sure.
I don't know. We didn't. We drove it straight to Angie's house.
Did we drive it straight to Angie's house?
We had to.
I don't know. But I was upset. I was upset, but because she was so upset, I didn't really show how upset I was. But I did tell her, dude, that was really, really dumb.
She did.
And you should have stayed at the scene of the crime.
Everybody told me you should have stayed at the scene of the crime. But in the moment.
Right. But now she's here. Ain't nobody about to call the police and tell the police, hey, it's us. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't have did they have a license tag? I don't think they had the license tag. They just had the car. So they knew what the car. Maybe they did have the license. I don't know. But
I don't think they could see the license tag.
We ended up putting the car at my girlfriend's house in her garage.
That was like mistake number 50.
Okay, so I'm not sure how the car ended up at Angie's house in her garage. But
you had to have asked her.
But
I'm sure she didn't offer. Not Angie.
Yeah. And I'm not sure. I don't know, but I know I didn't ask Angie. Angie, can I put my car in your garage? But because y'all, if it rained, the whole car, I was like, we can't leave the car outside. If it rained, it's going to get. And so we put the car in Angie's garage. So the police were looking for
the car,
and they had been looking for the car. It was months and months.
Got about it. You had to get another car.
Actually, I didn't get another car. Remember, I was driving Angie's truck.
No, for a while, but you had gotten another car by then.
I don't remember, but Angie let me drive her truck, and we had the car at her house.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but this is right around the time where I was getting ready to ETS. So ETS means my end of terms of service. And so I was getting ready to ETS, and that's when the police found us. So I was at work one day, and Roni called me, and she said, "Felicia, a detective is here." And I'm like, "A detective is there? Detective for what?" And she said she's gonna leave, but she said she's gonna come back and talk to us. So,
she didn't say. I mean, she really didn't say anything. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna ask her, and I wasn't about to supply no information.
Right. But one thing Roni said that bothered me then, and it bothers me now, is she wasn't gonna go down for it. I'm not gonna go down for this. When I feel like if anybody was supposed to go down for it, who was?
It didn't matter because I went down for it anyway.
No, because you did, but you brought me into it when I didn't have to be.
But whose car was it? It wasn't my car. It wasn't in my name or anything like that.
It wasn't your car.
So you had to be in it.
It wasn't in your name. But if you had said, I took my sister's car to go to a job interview and she didn't know anything about it, then a lot of the stuff that I had to go through, I wouldn't have had to go through.
Okay.
Because of that. And
I said, okay.
I mean, I just feel like, there was a little, I don't know, what do you call that? Selfishness? Or, I mean, if I gotta suffer consequences, you gotta suffer consequences because it's your car?
I said, okay.
Okay to what?
Is this about a story time or is this about Roni being selfish?
It is about a story time, but that just has something to do with the story time. That has a lot to do with how I remember this story time. Well, how I remember this because, okay, so after the detective comes there and she gets a statement from her, she gets a statement from us, she gives us each tickets. And what were your tickets for? Do you remember?
Leaving the scene. Driving without a license, no insurance.
And I got no insurance, driving the car without insurance, driving a unlicensed car, a unlicensed driver driving my car without insurance, and another one. I remember I got 4 tickets. And so
basically I think they even like something with the old people that was behind me. They even put something of that on me. So
I don't know, but
they did.
But so we went to court for that. I remember no, that wasn't that. So I was about to say something about Angie, but that wasn't that time we went to court.
Angie got a ticket.
No, that's what I'm saying. That wasn't for that. That was for
aiding and abetting.
Mm-mm.
She had it. They said something.
That's what the other ticket was for, hiding the car.
Yeah, because the car was in her garage.
But we didn't tell them it was in her garage. They didn't give Angie a ticket for that. What you're thinking about is when I backed up into that man's car in Angie's truck and we had to go to court. And Angie came with us. But we had to pay fines, and I think, how much was your fine? About $1,500?
To me at the time it felt like it was like
astronomical.
$5 million.
Astronomical.
That's all I remember.
But I remember I think it was about $1,500.
About $1,500.
Yeah, and then so you had to pay that fine to the court, and I know Daddy paid my fine. But then I
paid my fine.
Then there was another fine. So I know my driver's license got suspended. Did your driver's license get suspended?
I never had one.
Oh, that's true. So my driver's license got suspended because of that fine. Not because of the fine, because my driver's license got suspended, and then I had to go back and get another driver's license. I could have did it that time when Daddy paid the fine, but it was another $400. So I didn't pay the other $400. Now, then I got out of the military. When I got out of the military, I got a lump sum of money. So I could have paid my fine with that lump sum of money, but I didn't. I could have got some insurance on my new car with that lump sum of money, but I didn't. I could have paid my car off with that lump sum of money, but I didn't. So, I mean, it's all, decisions that you make when you're young. That whole lump sum was ruined. What do you call it? Wasted.
Only thing I did before I went to court, I did go get my learner's permit. And I forgot how I did it. Because Daddy finally, y'all, the only reason why I didn't have a license, I had never had a license, because I could never get a license because I couldn't get a birth certificate. When my parents were going through what they was going through, they each thought they had original birth certificates, and each of them had got lost the originals and had kept the copies. And so you couldn't go and get a license with a copy. And so being born in Germany, it was not easy to get at that time, because they had never gotten our birth certificates since they had been to Germany. And so there's a big process you got to do. So now it still costs a lot to get my birth certificate. It's not like you just go into county.
It's like $50.
It's $50.
And we have to send off to DC to get our birth certificate.
So now I could get it easier, but at that time it was hard for me to. And so he finally did something and did what he needed to do from Germany to get a copy here to the States to be in DC. So now I could get it. So I was able to go get a learner's permit. So I drove on that. I mean, I was driving some on the learner's permit, but I did that for years before I even went and got a license. I didn't get a license until I was living here in Atlanta.
Like she said that while my car was at Angie's house, I bought a new car. So I had been driving that car. My license was suspended. Now, my license wasn't suspended when I bought the car. My license was suspended after I went to court. So my license was suspended, and I drove on a suspended license with no insurance and an expired tag for a good 8-9 months. It was a long time, wasn't it, Roni? Like, from the time I got...
Like, her MO was driving on expired...
Driving dirty. for a long time. So they wasn't trying to catch me driving dirty. I was driving dirty.
And then she likes to drive dirty.
Then I was driving dirty. But so I didn't have a driver's license until like my second year of college.
Shoot, okay. So when I moved to, okay, so that happened, and then I moved here, and I had my learner's permit, and I got so I went to go get my real license. So I'm going into the anyway, y'all. That's what happened with that story. Bad decisions, and how the repercussions come from it. So because I had my learner's permit leaving Virginia, but I didn't have a license, but Georgia had never seen that type of look on a driver's on a permit. So when I handed the lady at the driver's license place my learner's permit, she thought it was a driver's license, and that I just wanted to turn my Virginia in and get a Georgia. So she took it. Let me finish. She took it. She just took it, and she said, "Go stand over there and take a picture." I'm like, hold on.
I'm supposed to take a driver's test.
I didn't say that. She said, I was like, to myself, I'm thinking, hold on. Take this picture and run. So I went over and I took the picture. She gave me the card. I booked it out that I have never taken a driver's road test.
Lucky butt.
I've never taken.
But she lucked out on that area. The area she didn't luck out on is where?
Insurance. Let me tell you. So when I was in Virginia, it followed me to Georgia. That followed me to Georgia. That they didn't suspend my license, but what they did is that they put something on my record.
Is it called SR22?
No, they put something on my record that when you have that on your record, you have to get a SR22.
Oh, okay.
But you know what? If it's a very expensive thing to have on your insurance, but the good thing about having it on your insurance is that you can drive anything and you are insured. That's basically all an SR22 is that you have insurance in everything that you get in.
Okay.
So at that point, anytime I drove anybody's car, I had insurance.
But it was expensive.
And I had to have it was so expensive, and I had to have it for a long time.
About 2 years.
I think I had it for 3 years. I had to have that SR22 for a long time, and at that time, that's when I started paying back what I owed Virginia.
Okay.
Because I still owed Virginia. I ain't had no money when I was living in Virginia. So when I came this way when I was working. I had to pay that SR22.
Daddy didn't pay my fine. I paid my fine. Guess how I paid my fine?
I don't know.
By reimbursements from school. Whatever I got, the first one I got a computer. And then another time when I got my reimbursements, I went and paid those fines. And then the next time I had to pay the rest of the fines because I didn't have enough. I paid some of the fines, and then the next time I paid some of the fines, and then I went and got my driver's license. Now, I didn't have to get insurance because I didn't buy a car until after I graduated from college. So that's when I had to get insurance. And so all before then, I never had to. Right.
But no, I had to have that SR22 even before I even bought a car. I had that SR22 for a long time before I bought a car. And when
I never had to do it.
And when I finally did buy a car, I still had to pay for that SR22 for a while. So I had that SR22 on me for a long time. But suffice it to say, I paid a lot of money in car insurance. Geico, nobody, the little lizard looking Geico thing couldn't help me out.
So what's the lesson for today? Do not leave the scene of a crime.
Just stop.
Make sure you have insurance on your car.
Pay your bills.
And don't drive a car without a driver's license.
It ain't worth it.
It's not.
It's not worth it. Y'all, the repercussions from all that stuff. Yeah, I was young. We were young. Made some really bad decisions and everything. But gosh, how it followed me for so long.
You gonna talk about mine?
No, not unless you want to.
Oh, we could save that for. Look, we're doing what we said we hate.
Yeah, just it did that SR22. Like I said, it's a great thing to have but it's expensive. It's like flood insurance on your home. Just a great thing to have, but it's expensive. So I don't know. It's
Y'all, insurance is a racket regardless. You rarely use it, and when you do use it, you gotta fight tooth and nail to get any kind of compensation to help you out. And most of the time, you don't get what you need.
Look,
much less deserve.
Insurance is for lawyers and doctors to get your money. That's how I feel.
It's a racket.
That's how I feel about it.
Racket.
Look, I don't know what the strong arm or
you don't get paid. We don't get paid.
Caught in a car wreck. don't. Look, all these people, they ain't out there but get your money. They make it seem like they gonna get you so. Thank you, Jay Sanders. No, not even Jay Sanders. Don't do it. Just I mean, that's a tangent. Just be. Yeah.
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 And they say talk sense is better than bought. Don't buy it. Just listen to us and learn it from us. Don't buy it.
Don't leave the scene. If you're young, I get it. You're scared. I was scared. I didn't know who had hit me.
When I met her at Erica's house, she was bawling. She was panicked. She was beside herself. She was very upset.
Yeah.
She was very upset.
It was pretty bad. So yeah. Learned my lesson. Look, that didn't stop me, because I remember living here in Georgia, and sometimes you just look. I had an SR22, and sometimes I just didn't have the money to pay that doggone car insurance, and it lapsed a couple of times.
Yeah.
It lapsed a couple of times where it would lapse and I would pay. It would lapse and I would pay. I remember because before they got the capability of running your tag to see if you had insurance or not. Or when they did get the capability, all I know, I used to dodge cops. I'll be seeing a cop come behind me. I'll go turn into a neighborhood, turn to somebody's driveway. It's scary.
And I learned early on that if you think a cop is following you and you stop and get out your car, that they can't do anything with you. For whatever driving violation they saw you making. If you get out your car, they can't. Unless you get back in your car and they see you doing it again.
I don't know.
At least that's the way it was in Virginia. Because I sure ran a stop sign in front of a cop. I was in a stick. And I only have a driver's permit too.
See?
I was in my friend Pearl's stick. I don't know if Pearl ever see this. And I wasn't very good at driving. And a friend was supposed to go with me, and he didn't go.
Why you want to drive cars when in a stick? I could drive a stick great now, but then.
Well, I think after a while, when you haven't driven a stick for a while, you get kind of rusty. Because I remember,
you do get rusty.
I remember getting in Donna's car thinking I'm about to hop in and just take off, and it didn't work out that way. Every car's clutch and accelerator is different, so you have to get a feel for that car, how it'll go in that car. So yeah, I was like, that was a little bit humbling, because I sure hopped in like, watch this. Grinding gears.
Yeah.
Grinding gears.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's the story time for today. We have plenty more, I'm sure.
Yes. Y'all, we can keep y'all laughing with the story times that we have. But we're gonna try. We've talked about it, and we think that we should just stick to stuff that's about us. And we don't have to, because a lot of the fun times that we had in our lives, of course, include other people. Now, in this video, we called out some names of people that y'all have absolutely no idea who they are.
Right.
Just know that there were people in our lives.
If they ever watch it, they know.
They'll know. They know. And Erica, if you ever watch this video, girl, get in contact with us. We want to meet you.
Oh my God.
We want to see you again.
OMG. I don't know. She was from Pennsylvania. She was, cause she was from Amish. She was from Amish country.
That thing was special.
And she might have been lying, tell you the truth.
That thing was special. When I tell y'all, Erica was something. Erica was the type of person. There was never a dull moment. There was never a dull moment with Erica. We could have some story times and we could talk about Erica.
I know, right? Well, Erica,
we loved her. Go. We enjoyed hanging out with her.
We did. Look, you was never hungry or sad.
No, because she kept it bit long. But anywho, we're going to thank you all for coming and spending your time with the Irish twins, Lisa and Roni. And we want to implore you to like, comment, subscribe, and to hit that